I believe we can keep the promise of our founding. The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
Hello, my name is Clark Miller, and welcome to the American Citizenship Document. Today, we will be exploring two important questions. Question number one, what makes an American an American? And question number two, how can you express your American citizenship? So, as we first started pondering these questions, we were thinking, where should we go first? And we decided to go to the teachers of collegians. And this is some of the footage that we got.
And it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Bright lights never been city. They love to us tonight.
My name is Diego Ojeda, and I'm a Spanish teacher at Louisville Collegiate School. I am a United States citizen since 2004.
And what process did you have to take to do that?
Oh, I had to do a lot of things. I had to take a lot of exams, physical exams. I also had to learn more English, so I could take a history exam. I had to study from a set of 100 questions, and they will pick probably 20 randomly that dealt with the organization of government and how the United States works. And I also had a lot of interviews. To me, because I'm a teacher, I'm a professional, to me it was easy.
Okay.
But I can understand that many people who immigrate to the United States will find it challenging. So first, I was a resident. They give you the green card, which means that you're allowed to work in the country, but you're not allowed to vote or to have an American passport. Then after 5 years, I had a set of interviews, mainly because they wanted to prove that I had married my wife because I loved her, not because of my papers. So they research on that, they investigate you, and after 5 years, I was finally able to apply for my citizenship. It was expensive, very expensive, and that's the other thing that many people won't have the money to afford this. You have to pay for all your medical tests. You have to pay for going to the place where you're gonna have the interviews, because they're not gonna come to you. You have to go to certain places to have those interviews, and to pay for the forms. There are a lot of forms that you have to fill out. I feel that I have an American passport, so I don't have to show my Colombian passport, which is not very well received in some countries. So I use the American passport. But at the same time, with the race issues in the United States, just because of my race, I don't feel that I have the same rights that someone who's not my race would have.
Okay, so do you not feel like free to express yourself as an American?
At this point, right now, I feel that it's dangerous if you speak your mind all the time.
Living for the weekend, but no, not anymore. Cause here comes that familiar feeling that Friday's famous for. Yeah, I'm looking for some action, and it's out there somewhere. You can feel the electricity.
I am James Cayette's wife, and I'm the head of school at Louisville Collegiate School.
Okay. What does it mean to you to be an American?
What does it mean to be an American? I mean, it's a kind of interesting question, only because I've never had to think about not being an American, quite honestly. Being born into this country and also being born at the time that I was born, the world was a different place. And so for me, I grew up in a world that was already integrated. I grew up, feeling like I could do and be whatever I wanted to. And so I've always felt quote unquote American. And so I don't think about it all that often unless I'm traveling overseas and those kinds of things. And then I feel very American. I think when I'm not here in this country, because of my ethnicity, because of my size even, and also, the stereotypes that happen to you when you go overseas as an American, and trying to make sure that I'm the quote-unquote good American, and setting an example for others when I'm overseas. But on a day-to-day basis, I actually don't think so much about what it means, because I think that I have the luxury to not have to. I exercise my American citizenship first and foremost by voting. I think that is one of the most important things that we have going for us in this country is the ability to vote. And the ability to vote doesn't mean that your candidate always wins, but there are so many countries where that freedom to exercise that part of who you are is not there. And so I really make a point of making sure that I vote, and that those around me, understand the importance of voting, regardless of outcome, but that is something that is truly American from my perspective, and something that too many people do take for granted and don't do. That they should. I don't think that I've ever felt like I haven't been able to express myself as an American citizen. I do think, though, that even though I'm afforded the rights of being an American citizen, that there is an undertone because of the fact that I am African American here in America, that makes me look and view the world slightly different. I don't necessarily always believe that my unalienable rights as a citizen are always viewed the same as someone who doesn't look like me or comes from a different culture. I believe that the country, unfortunately, was set up before people like me were considered American, considered citizens, and I think the same is true for women as well. And so some of the vestige of laws and conditions that happened before my time, I think there's still some of those that exist today. And so, yeah, that I think can become problematic depending on who you are and how you have to navigate those systems.
Those were marvelous answers from those teachers, but we wanted to get more in-depth answers from more people, so we decided to go to the students of Collegiate. And we asked around the high school those two questions that we are still thinking about.
And everyone standing in line. Yeah, looking good and looking for a real good time. So I'll never have to wonder if.
How can you exercise your American citizenship? Well, the most important way is definitely to vote, because America is founded on democracy, and if we don't vote, then we're not showing how democratic we are as a country. So get out there and vote and support your opinion on who's in government right now.
Well, I registered to vote last week, and you can just be an active member in society and speak what
you can vote because your opinion matters, and also you can just embrace all of the qualities that you have being an American, like freedom of speech and right to bear arms, everything else.
What does it mean to be an American? To be an American?
It means I have freedom of speech and I get to exercise my rights as a human being.
It means to have say in the government and to just have fun, and we're the best country in the world. Second to Canada.
So we didn't think we got enough responses from Collegiate, so we decided to go big and go randomly out on the streets of Bardstown Road and in Cherokee Park.
Hello, I'm here with
Jackie.
Drew.
Caleb. Caleb, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, we're going around asking people, what does it mean to be an American? And how can you express your American citizenship?
How can I?
Well, I have the right to vote.
I think for me, I try to pull from Americans that have come before me that kind of embraced less superficial ideals of what it means to be American.
Yeah, I'm very, not to quote the song, but I am very proud to be an American.
your boy, the British man behind the camera, Roger Williams. He was not really, he was a Puritan minister.
Because I feel like it gives me the rights. I can say and do things. I have the freedoms here that so many other countries don't have.
I think being an American is first and foremost like having a deep respect and love for your country, and first and foremost the people that protect our country and serve to defend it.
Roger Williams, you know, he split from Massachusetts. He was going to be bishop there or something like that. You know, close with, I forget, Sam Cooke. Is that? No, that's a singer.
We're all American, that's what unites us.
Anyway, yeah, Roger Williams, he's kind of like the first American rebel. Roger Williams, I think, had it, I think he had the original, best interpretation of how to truly be an American. I think if you're going to express some of the deeper truths that aren't just as simple as church, work, and football, then American football, that is, you know.
The amount of freedom that we have, we can vote and you know, just express like all the grace that we've been given to live in this country.
It is the freedom of speech. It is the ability to dig deeper and have, you know, the rights to express that.
By voting, by writing your legislators and telling them the way you'd like to see the laws changed, and if they don't do that, voting against them, it's a very powerful thing.
And I think right now we're at a time where being able to express those deeper truths have to go hand in hand with looking at where we've been as a country, not British football.
Last but not least, I got my grandfather to do an interview with me. Here's the footage from that.
Hey, I'm Jim Miller. Be 92 in 3 days. Served in World War II, U.S. Navy, and traveled several miles aboard ship as a Navy guy, and along with 240 some other people. One way to exercise your right to be an American is to vote in the polls. They have local, state, federal polls. So many people don't vote today. They don't take the time and put enough effort in it to elect the right people to office. Been voting for about 75 years, and I feel like it's my duty to vote and not complain as to who puts in office, but to be a part of the electoral vote. Another way is serve your country in the military. I was drafted when I was 18 years old to serve.
Thank you for watching this documentary on what makes an American an American and how can they exercise their